We are looking here at multiplying fractions, something that we've spent a couple of days on now. I have 2/3 times 4/5. And a common mistake that people are making, just to cover this and make sure that everybody understands, we're not supposed to do this. Some people are saying 2 plus 4 and 3 plus 5. That is not going to work. That will not work. You come up with 6/8, and that just is not the right answer. You're actually saying something different with math than what we're going to come up with. So let me just go ahead and erase that. And now that I'm pretty sure everybody knows, please do not do that. I'm going to show you the right way to do it. All we're going to do is multiply the numerators together and the denominators together. Remember, if we're adding fractions, which is what some people assume that we're doing, sometimes I will circle the multiplication sign just to remind myself I am not adding, I am not subtracting, I am multiplying. So 2 times 4 is 8. 3 times 5 is 15. Now I need to decide, do I need to simplify the fraction? Do notice, please, that this answer is completely different from that answer. So I'm going to go ahead and see if I need to simplify the fraction. Remember that we will often be asked to simplify. So go ahead and make yourself a note anytime. If you have a hard time remembering that, just make yourself a note. Do I need to simplify? 8/15. Now if you recall when we were doing our prime factorizations, the prime factors of 8 are 2 times 2 times 2. Prime factors of 15 are 3 times 5. These are the prime factors. 8 and 15 do not have any common factors. So their greatest common factor would be 1. Therefore, these two numbers are relatively prime. And this is as simplified as it gets, so I'm going to go ahead and circle my answer. Looking at the next question, I have 7/8 times 4/9. Now, there are a couple of ways we can do this. I'm going to go ahead and show you the standard method. The standard method would be to multiply across the top. I have 7 times 4, which is 28. Multiply across the bottom, I have 8 times 9, which is 72. Now, we can go ahead and do the same method, or we can just divide. We can consider what would be the greatest common factor here. I see a 4 up here, and I know 4 is divisible also into 8. So I'm going to give 4 a try. And I know that 28 divided by 4 gives me 7. And I know that I can divide 4 into 72. So let me just make a quick note here. I'm dividing by 4 on the top and the bottom. Remember the whiny kid, whatever you do to one, you must do to the other. Or whatever you do for one, you must do for the other. So I've got 4 being divided into 72. So how many 4s in 7? I have 1. 1 times 4 is 4. 7 minus 4, I get 3. Bring down your 2. How many 4s in 32? 8. And then 4 times 8 is 32. Therefore, my answer is 18. So my answer to this question is 7/18. Now, there is another way to do this. And for some people, it may be a little bit easier to do it this way. We're going to say 7/8 times 4/9 one more time. 7/8 times 4/9. And we were attributing this method to a teacher that the 5th graders from Bluntville had last year. And so they thought it was a little bit easier to do it this way. All I have to do, see, 4 divided by 4 is 1 up here. I can go ahead and do the canceling out on this side of the equal sign. 8 divided by 4 is 2. And then all I have to do now is multiply across the top. So 7 times 1 is 7. 2 times 9 is 18. And so I get the same answer here and here. I just had an easier process here. So if you can see it this way, I highly recommend doing it this way. If you cannot yet, it's okay. Practice will help you get it eventually. But do it this way if that's what works best for you. Either way, you'll get the right answer.